thanks for coming. So let's just tell everyone a little bit more about you and what your business is and all of that, because people are curious about what we're all doing here today.
Right. So thanks for having me. It's been a long time trying to get this scheduled, but I'm Leslie Lockhart. I have a business called Positively Apex, which is a community social marketing program. I connect businesses into the community in Southern Wake County through all different methods. So if you want to find out more, you can just look up Positively Apex online. But basically, I've been interested in talking with you and trying the Zytoscan thing. I'm like, what is a Zytoscan? So I just want to help my health, and as I'm aging, I just want to try to make myself live longer.
Amen.
And figure out how I can do that. And,
Totally awesome.
Yeah.
Totally awesome.
And I trust you because you're a nurse and you know have a history in the healthcare industry. So
yeah, well, it's definitely my passion for sure. You would definitely need conventional, as you know. You never know what's going to happen the next day, right? If you get broken bone, all the things. But I think for holistic health, we need it every single day. So that's the difference. So anyway, I was going to show everyone these reports. I'm going to show Leslie. This is what she's going to get from the 10-minute hand scan. If you're given a skin response, is this report, and it's going to go over all of her body systems. Detoxification, GI, hormonal, immune. It's going to go over the lifestyle areas.
what do you mean the hand scan? Like this is.
So this is the hand scan, and so once we already have you in our system, already put you in there, we're going to go ahead and have you put your hand on that. And most people don't sense anything. It's simply putting their hand on the hand scanner, and I've had a few people that they feel like a little bit of a pulse, but most people don't feel anything. But the long report you will get
Feels very futurific.
It is totally cool. You'll want one in your home for sure. So the 20-page report is going to be really comprehensive, and it's going to really line up well with conventional medicine. So if there is something on someone's scan they do want to take to their regular doctor, they can go ahead and do so. And then the next report is going to be the short report, because a lot of people, you know, the big report is a lot of information, and you know, once a day or two goes by, they need just to have a memory, like, okay, what am I focusing on to help detoxify my system? So this is a great little report that will come up for Leslie in knowing exactly what's going to help balance her body. And then she's also going to get a teeth report, every single tooth number. And if it says like 0.00, there could be an issue, so she may want to take that to the dentist. And then there is a vertebrae scan, and this is for, like, say, a chiropractor report, if you will. So like the C6 shows up on quite a few people, and this is where our iPhone, you know, can be hurting us actually, like, because we're looking at our iPhone all day long, so it does hurt our vertebrae. So we need to make sure we go to a chiropractor, or we look at techniques to correct that so we don't have a hunched neck over time. But so yeah, so I really want to ask you a couple questions about, you know, what your 3 top things are. You can either share, you know, now, or we could share privately, but what are your 3 top health things that you would like to go after today? And we'll see if it appears on the video, you know, on the Zytoscan.
Yeah, so I'm not ashamed to share. I'm a woman of a certain age. I look young, but
yes, you do.
But you know, I'm starting perimenopause or whatever, and just kind of concerned about hormonal changes and things, and physical things that happen as you age as a woman.
Of course.
And also, I do have, you know, maybe some gut concerns, gut health, and some, you know, anxiety, stress stuff.
Of course. Okay, great.
Pretty common, I think.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I mean, it is not awesome, but I mean, we all have things that we need to deal with and we need to balance, so that we can live our healthiest, happiest lives every single day. So you can do your Apex passion and be all of your businesses and just be promoting and just.
I have to keep going because I do so many events and things.
Totally understand. I think I'm going to be at one of your events soon.
Yeah.
So I signed up to do that.
Awesome.
So basically, all we do is, since you've already had, you know, in the system, we're going to go ahead and hit balance 5.0, and you're going to go ahead and rub your hands together, because I had a person one time, they had really cold hands, and we actually had to put warm water And so you probably will have cold hands, but this is the Zytoscanner. You'll want one in your home because these are amazing.
Okay.
But go ahead and rub your hands together, make sure
Does
it's
it matter
really
which
good.
hand?
No, it really doesn't. Whichever hand you don't mind giving up for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And you just don't want to be, make sure it's totally yellow, whatever we get your
Okay.
hand on.
So I just put it on there?
Right, just put it on there. And then I'm going to hit connect here. And we do have yellow on the screen, and
Okay.
it means that it's connected. And so we're going to go ahead and continue. And when we hit continue, we're going to go ahead and you're going to want all 4 reports. So here we go, all 4 reports.
Can we start over? Actually, I want to use the other hand. It's not going to be comfortable to say.
Yeah, you can totally switch it out. Just, it won't continue.
Okay, there we go. This is much better.
Absolutely.
Does it matter if I cross my legs or anything like that?
No, the only thing on our Zyto practitioner page that it does say that, you know, changes it is if Leslie would have done something different today than she normally does, like eat a lot of sugar. But, so the video does start and it talks a little bit, so we're going to let you listen in.
Of biomarkers, such as body systems and emotions, as well as balancing items like nutritional supplements and essential oils. During the scanning process, the Zyto hand cradle measures very
Do you
subtle
feel anything?
changes in the electrical
No.
properties of your skin as each virtual item is introduced. These changes, known as galvanic skin response, or GSR, are analyzed through Zyto's proprietary algorithm. After the scan, your responses are displayed on the Zyto report. Zytoscan reports are designed to assist you and your practitioner in looking at wellness from 3 key perspectives: energetic, functional, and emotional. We call this the Zyto Wellness Triad because each area is dependent on the other to support and maintain overall wellness. That's why it's important to look at how each of your responses relate to and interact with these 3 areas. Just like a questionnaire, the Zytoscan is aimed at providing information and does not constitute a medical diagnosis, and balancers are not medical treatments. Instead, Zyto reports allow you to see which areas might currently benefit the most from support and attention, and which balancers might be appropriate. With a holistic view of your body's unique energetic priorities, you can make personalized wellness decisions on a regular basis. Because your responses to any questionnaire can change over time, you'll want to regularly rescan to assess your current biological coherence. Combined with your wellness advisor's guidance and expertise, Zyto scanning helps you focus on your body's most relevant priorities and consider your responses from a holistic perspective. As you strive to improve your health and well-being, utilizing this individualized information, you'll discover new ways to achieve better wellness in your life.
So Leslie, do you feel anything?
No.
Okay, awesome.
It's just, you know, some metal plates, so it's a little chilly when I first put my hand on there, but
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you some questions while we're doing
Yes.
this, Linda.
Let's go ahead.
And then maybe you can use the questions as FAQ snippets or something.
Yes.
So, do you know what Zyto means? Like, why is it called Zytoscan?
It actually, I looked it up years ago, and it means sun. And so it's a company that's biotechnology, and they took the lie detector test, like the GSR, galvanic skin response, and they have medical questions coming out of our body, like hundreds of questions, like where does she need detoxified? Liver, pancreas, lungs, you know, all the body systems and what's affecting it. So it could be glyphosate, it could be chemicals, it could be something you did as a child, which will come up under the toxic stressor area. Like, have you ever known anyone that's been sick for years and years?
Oh, yeah.
And so they can't get that out. So this shows it. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And sure, you might need to go to another doctor at some point, but at least you can get a start and a knowledge.
Yeah.
And a lot of holistic doctors can use this device, but honestly, it's just not a big money maker, to be honest with you. So it's kind of looked over, and it's FDA approved, so it should not be looked over.
Awesome. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not an unhealthy person, but
Yes.
but I don't feel healthy. And so, but when I go to the doctor and I'm there, you know, do all the typical tests, it's
Right.
like, well, nothing's wrong except, you know, high cholesterol or whatever, but
Right.
everything else is fine. And so, oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but then why do I feel like, you know,
Yeah.
bad all the time or whatever?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So tell us about your like history, like your story, how you found this.
Yeah. Well, basically, about 5 years ago, after 2 years of not getting help in the conventional world, we were very thankful that we didn't find a mask for my daughter, chronic stomach pain and nausea, and also debilitating constipation, where we would have to use enemas, and I would actually teach an older daughter how to do it because I was at work, and it was very debilitating, you know, picture that. So basically 2 years into it, I got very quiet, and I really started studying, and I found out that oils were used for more than just smelling. And you know, it's our ancient ancestors used to do it. So
What do you mean oils?
so essential oils particularly.
Yeah.
So basically, you know, they're from plants, roots, stems, trees,
The earth.
the earth. So the earth has provided provisions for us human beings to, they're alive, we're alive, so they are perfect, you know, part, or puzzle piece in the world, if you will. And so
And we just keep inventing chemical bad things that are for us and hurting ourselves.
and you know, I was very fortunate that I got into the oils with, you know, a medical doctor's family, because honestly, like, people did share oils with me locally, you know, and I actually did not believe the people. I was just like, people would do it in a different way, like, oh, I think these oils could help your daughter. But like, honestly, like, I needed to be empowered and educated. So that's why I really feel like the Zyto helps to educate and empower people. It's not me just saying, it's actually your body's response is saying. So I do feel like the Zyto is a great tool for just anyone to have 10 minutes of time, put your hand on the scanner and really know what's going on at the cellular level. I mean, we know what's going on with the blood, but my daughter was able to get, you know, remedied in like 3 months after we started using a detoxification program. And so, and I regularly scan our twin daughters in college, you know, every 6 months they let me, because we went through such a hard time. And so what we have them on is like digestive enzymes, things to break down the food, take out the trash out of the body, probiotics, vitamins, minerals to keep your body going. I think you're actually resolving already. So
What?
you're super quick.
That was really quick. Can I take my hand off?
Yes, you can
Okay.
definitely take your hand off. So we're going to go ahead and start to go over this report with Leslie. It's super cool.
Okay.
So
Wow, that's exciting.
basically, 198 biomarkers in a woman's body, 197 in a man's. So this resting rate of your cells should not be more than 20, and you're at 9. So that is awesome. And then this number should not be more than 4 times the original number, and it's 62. So it should not be more than 9 times 4 is 36.
Oh. Math.
It's a quick math for you. So it's a little bit high. So that just means there's definitely the cell base is you've adapted well, but you definitely need some cellular support, basically. You know how like in the CBC, you know, your blood test is just showing that things a little off balance, so you can, you know, bring them into balance looking at the scan. So biomarkers in range 145 and out of range is 53. So we're going to go ahead and start going over this report with Leslie. So there's a picture here of the cell.
That means there's 53 items that are not good.
So they're out of balance. So basically, Leslie and I are looking at something like this, and basically the green is within normal limits and the red is outside of bounds. And so we just want to be as in bounds as we can, and you know, and be more green. And it dates the report and it times it.
Green is my favorite color.
Okay, perfect. Me too. Me too. I love. When's your birthday?
April.
Okay, I'm May.
Okay. Are you
Yeah.
a Taurus?
I am.
I am too.
All right. Emerald green. That's right. Very stubborn but dedicated to friends.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. So it dates it and lets us know what's going on. So basically, let's see.
So it's going to recommend basically products
Mm-hmm.
to use to help some of these issues, which I already
Correct.
use doTERRA, which I don't know if you've even mentioned that this is through with doTERRA products.
Right,
Yes.
right. It is with doTERRA essential oils. You definitely should not go into your grocery store, gas station, or other favorite store and know that those essential oils are not to be used medicinally. doTERRA sources their oils from wherever they were first discovered, so their environment, their soil, everything about them medicinally will be perfect for our bodies. They have like 30 different tests, certified pure therapeutic grade, they're actually working on getting all of their top 10 essential oils pharmaceutical graded, and lavender already is, because there's no difference between one lavender batch and the next lavender batch. So it's brilliant that we could use these oils like it's medicine.
It's very similar to the CBD industry. Like, you don't want to just go in a gas station and you don't know, it's not
Right.
regulated enough to know what's in it and how pure it is. So,
Very good point.
so if anybody needs a CBD recommendation, I have someone in Perry.
That's awesome. All right, so basically it does talk about the oils first, and that's great because, you know, Leslie has used oils before. So we look here, and this is Align, and then it says Digestin, soft gels, MetaPower B-Lids, and so I already know digestive, that would be supportive, and also MetaPower B-Lids.
I have both of those.
Blood sugar. Perfect. Balance her blood sugar. So it does give pictures and how to use those items.
Okay.
And then it does go down here, and we're going to talk about her systems for wellness. Detoxification, GI, hormonal, immune. And why did Zyto pick those for? Because whether you're preventing illness or you have something big going on, like the chain of events, those, if anything's compromised, they spread to the other systems.
Well, and those are some of the things I even mentioned: hormonal,
yeah,
immune, like gastrointestinal.
True. That's why we always ask before we start the Zytoscan, what are the major things? Because I like to see if Zyto is on target, and normally it truly is. So it's great. So to really work on what we feel like we do need support on. So detoxification system, she has a positive number behind the with the normal limits line. So that looks, you know, like she's compensating. Okay, the deep dive is down below. Her GI system does have a 0.00. And a 0.00, when it comes up on your scan, it means that that system needs support, that it's tired. So that system,
It's out of whack.
system definitely needs some support. And then your next system is going to be hormonal, and that's a negative number, more than 180 days, life of the cell. It's going to need some support. Immune, same thing, negative number. Then we go down to the lifestyle areas where we can make a difference. Diet, nutrition, hydration, inflammation, mental, emotional, sleep, and toxic stress. So Leslie's biggest things are not over within normal limits line, but still they're showing up. So if they show up at all, they can impact her health. So I would say that sleep and toxic stress, and then it moves down and we start the deep dive.
So I imagine that once you get this Zytoscan and then you maybe try to make some changes and then you do it again later, you
Right.
can kind of just keep track and see how it's changing, right?
Correct. So this is the baseline report. It does date and time it, and then after 3 months, Zyto does recommend our cells, each individual cell lives for 180 days, and then it recycles itself. So at 90 days, they do recommend getting another Zyto to check in to see what's improving, what's not getting better. Also, sometimes if somebody has tried something else other than these balancers, maybe they're trying to do another detoxification, that could affect this report. I found someone, I scanned someone, and their report was actually worse than their baseline, but it's very helpful because that person had started to drink a kombucha, which actually was not, like, it was supposed to be organic, right? But I looked it up because there are third-party sites that can detect some things in our foods that aren't good, and heavy metals showed up. So this person had been consuming a drink with heavy metals. So it's very good about detecting if you have anything else in your world, environmental EMF, like you're starting a new job, you have computers all around you. My husband was detected for EMF, multiple systems, so we were able to get
What's
some
EMF?
stickers. So EMF is electromagnetic frequency, which is like radiation coming into our body, and it can hurt our body in many ways.
And it's all around us.
It is
all
all
the
around
time.
us. We have to protect ourselves.
Well, they say like inside your house is actually worse.
Correct. Our environment inside our house is worse than the outside. So we definitely need to take back our environment, run diffusers, run humidifiers, get a, air doctor, plants, right. Just be more proactive instead of reactive. Don't wait till you get sick. Go ahead, do a scan, and see where you're at. But let's finish up Leslie's. So detoxification system, talked about that first. The biggest thing is going to be lymphatic system, negative number more than 180 days. We do have some 0.00s on those things, bacteria, GI, and then viruses, things like that. And then we do have rosemary, scanning for that, and then tangerine. And then percentage-wise, this is how likely it is to help Leslie. Like it'll actually give beside the essential oil, like a percentage point, like that, it's that true to each of us. So it's going to
So
scan.
like that says top detoxification balancers, the top one is rosemary oil. It's pretty
Correct.
close to tangerine as far as percentage, but what does it mean? Do I ingest it? Do I put it on topically? Do I diffuse it? Do I do all? Like,
Great question. So the way Zyto has it laid out is they did partner with doTERRA essential oils because they trust them, right, to be doing internal. And I was already told by doctors, don't do internal. But once you get comfortable with reading all these brilliant essential oil recipe books that are out, you realize who put these together. It's doctors and scientists. Then you realize they are safe, but not like putting a whole bottle in your mouth. So for Leslie, rosemary, she could safely take in a veggie capsule. She could put in a little water. She could put directly in her mouth if it doesn't taste too bad. 2-3 drops in the morning, 2-3 drops at night. And that way, if you don't need a veggie cap, you're actually saving your liver from the ability to like process that veggie cap.
so like I noticed on this, like
Yeah.
just this list of 5, there's rosemary, tangerine, oregano.
Right.
All those are things that you could, from food.
Right.
Could you actually add the oil to what you're eating as well? Would that make a difference, or does that change it somehow?
Right. So oils are definitely going to be different than food. So like rosemary is going to be different than like the plant and tangerine because it's distilled. It's 30 times the amount of the original herb. So 50 to 70% more powerful than that herb. So she could add these oils to a food, like say if she liked yogurt or a smoothie, salad, things like that. But oftentimes I have busy people I'm working with, so I myself would make a veggie cap. But if it's something like good tasting, like tangerine, she scanned for, that's like an orange drink.
Yeah.
So you can really
Another
enjoy that.
question, it
Yeah.
may not smell or taste the best, but could I combine some of these in a roller and
You
you get them all at
absolutely could.
once, basically?
So the cool thing about this report is with pharmaceuticals, nothing against them, but you can only use them one way. You just have to swallow them, right? But with oils, you can use them internally. So the ways we explained, making a roller ball full of, for detoxification, rosemary and tangerine, in that roller ball with fractionated coconut oil, and it's pennies. Like I think a rosemary is 20, tangerines around 15. That's 250 drops of each, and you only need 20 drops of each to make a roller ball. So you can make multiple roller balls. This is months worth of treatment for you. And just by rolling over the different systems that shows up, so for instance, the lymphatic system and the GI system, and Leslie can also use these in a detoxification bath. So she would get a cup of salts, Epsom salts, sea salts, a cup of baking soda, and she would use 2 or 3 drops of rosemary and tangerine. And even if she has lavender and oregano, though oregano's pretty spicy, so I probably would stay away from that one. But yes, she could do a medicinal bath once a week. And if she thought she saw like a piece of heavy metal floating in the tub, that'd be pretty significant.
Yeah.
So because it's like a science experiment, the salt's going into the body, pulling out a lot of our toxins. And
I wouldn't be surprised because I do rock hard.
Well, we all do. Like I'm not so proud to say. So one of my girls who did get sick, that's how we started detoxification baths. And I couldn't believe that there were some particles in the tub after she had taken a bath. So I'm like, I need to check this out. I'm a little older than her. And sure enough, and like I said, illness wasn't created one day. So it's what we do every single day that counts. And detoxification, our biggest skin, our biggest pathway is actually the skin. The GI system is part of it.
It's our largest organ.
Yeah. So,
so tell me, I mean, I know this is going to recommend a ton of stuff with doTERRA and you have tons and tons of products, but what's that microplex? Or
oh yes. So the microplex CMC. So what I'm finding is a lot of people are really low on their nutrients in their body and minerals to make their body work. A lot of us are grabbing on-the-go processed foods. These are not going to have the same minerals as whole foods. Plus our whole foods have changed, right? Some of them are GMO. Some of them, they're just not as good as like say 50 years ago. So the microplex CMC is actually an awesome vitamin that gives us 8 to 12 servings of vitamins and detoxifies at the same time. They have essential oils in them, and I think it's very economical. So yeah, it's going to really help replace a lot of nutrients that you aren't getting. And that's part of detoxification is if we don't have the right minerals in our body to detoxify, then our body can't detoxify.
Just as a comparison, real quick, we're going to do, we don't have to do this with every category, but for the
Yeah.
detoxification category, it recommended these top 5 for me.
Correct.
This report you have printed out, does it have this detoxification and 5 for this one? Can you read those, like, read them so that you see they're totally different?
So this is a different report than your report, but yeah.
I know, but I'm saying if detoxification is one of the items here,
Right.
what does it recommend for this person? So it just shows it's personalized, right?
Oh, it's totally personalized. So the cool thing is that nobody's report is going to be the same. You could have a husband and wife living in the same, home, and their issues are going to be different. Men and women are created so totally different. So it's
So
interesting.
which ones did that recommend?
So-
or that just in this random sample report?
This is my report, and my top essential oil is going to be Oregano Touch for detoxification, and it's wanting me to touch my skin with a roller ball, not even take ingestion wise. So that's the cool thing. It tells us actually how to use the oils. There's no guessing. I am not creating the protocols. Zyto is. So I'm just, an essential oil coach that can help, make sure people understand how to use the oils. This is definitely not medical advice. It's basically Zyto certification advice.
Well, it's all natural, so it's not going to hurt you.
Exactly. There's going to be side benefits to every single thing and not side effects like some of the pharmaceuticals. But yes, whenever we're looking at this, we're next going to look at the GI system, and we'll see how that can impact the whole report. But her GI system is affecting her ability for detoxification system to work correctly. So we now move
It's all
on to
interconnected.
it's so connected. So for
How
the,
our bodies work, it blows my mind. I start thinking about how human bodies are made.
absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Gallbladder. Last week I thought I was having gallbladder pain.
Oh,
And it went away after a day, and I was like
Oh
freaking
my
out that I was
gosh.
having a gallbladder attack or something, which I'd never had before.
oh my goodness.
But
That's
luckily
spot
after
on.
a day, so it might have been a warning or.
Oh wow. Okay, well we can detoxify you. Basically, gallbladder is an organ that needs to process all of our food and things. And some people have
What?
lost our gallbladder, like I have lost my
Crazy.
gallbladder. So digestive enzymes.
I don't want to lose my gallbladder.
We want to keep that from
Yeah.
happening, so we want to detoxify your gallbladder so you don't have to lose it.
Yeah.
There are some things she could do.
And that's like,
Yeah, it's in its current situation. So when Leslie said gallbladder and it's showing up gallbladder, this is what I'm saying. Every single scan I do, it's like a what moment? Like it's picking up exactly what's going
Yeah,
on.
that was just a week ago. Yeah.
It's
Not even a week
fine.
ago, it was last Friday.
So yeah, current situation, gallbladder is the biggest thing, and it does say for the GI system, the saying "you are what you eat" should be more accurately said "you are what you digest." So her probiotic balance, bacteria, some viruses. So Digestin soft gels and GX Assist. So the Digestin soft gels tells me she does need some support with her digestive area. Again,
Digestin is one of my favorite products. I get the
Perfect.
roller and I put it on my stomach. If I'm having
Wonderful.
issues. I've got the soft gels. I've got the straight oil, the roller, everything because it's amazing.
That's
It's a blend. It's
awesome.
amazing.
And then GX Assist tells me the next one down that she needs to kill off something. So GX Assist is an awesome product for those of us like myself. Like I wasn't taught how to use oils either. I've just learned in the last 5 years. But GX Assist is actually just a supplement, and it has all the natural antibiotics in it. And so it's like tea tree. It's like oregano. It's like thyme. So all of them are blended together. So if you do have an issue that you know is going on, you can use it for 10 days, just like a regular antibiotic, because you don't want to kill off your good flora. But it does say that on the bottle, and then I'm also here as the essential oil mentor to help make sure people are aware of that. And it does talk about petitgrain, black pepper, frankincense touch. So we move down, and then we talk about Leslie's hormonal system. And I think Leslie did mention this about hormones a little bit. So testosterone, pineal gland, probiotic bacteria, adrenals are showing up for Leslie, as well as endocrine disruptors and progesterone. So basically, hormones are super important because they are the chemical force that animates us physically, mentally, emotionally. And so balance levels are definitely important, and like sugar can drive our hormones crazy. So sugar balance is super important. So that might have been why you scanned for the Metapower beadlets, because those will help regulate your hormones. Plus the
And
fact
it's all up here.
it is. It totally is. So, and then pineal gland, let me ask you,
Then I have an excuse for my mood swings. Sorry.
okay, the pineal gland showed up. So let me ask you two
What's
questions.
that?
The pineal gland is housed up here.
Okay.
So do you sleep in a darkened room? Because that can affect, if you don't, it can affect your pineal gland. 'Cause your pineal gland
Yes. Yes.
is darkened room.
Yes.
Totally black.
Not totally black. I mean,
Okay.
there's ambient light,
And
but
then-
we don't have lights on.
Do you get fluoride every day in your water? Or are you trying to protect yourself from getting it? Like if you drink at different restaurants out, I don't want to name any per se, but different coffee houses might use
Probably.
city water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so fluoride and not sleeping in a totally darkened room can affect your pineal gland, which is affecting your hormones.
Okay.
So that's what it's telling us right there. And then
So I need some blackout curtains.
that would be awesome. And then take your own coffee wherever you go from your home.
Oh.
That's right, or tea. So it does have spikenard showing up very strongly for her. And Leslie, that one is a topical oil, so you would have to do that over, like the pineal gland to detox it, things like that, So we move down next to the immune system. And the immune system is our ability of our T cells to work really strong for us. So basically the first line of defense is called the mucosal barrier. So that's in her stomach, and she needs it to be strong so that she keeps in all her nutrients so her body doesn't, leak it into the rest of the body. The stomach doesn't leak it. So the biggest thing is her tonsils.
Interesting.
And even if she doesn't have them,
I have them.
they would still show up. She does have them, but my tonsils show up sometimes, and I haven't had them since I was 5. So basically that area is scanned even if we don't have it. But tonsils is showing up for her, and she may not realize it, but that's affecting her immune system. So, and then probiotic bacteria showed up again. And then if an emotion comes up, like a shame comes up here,
What?
it may not be your emotion. It could be like 5 people you hang out with. It still goes through your body, and you're trying to detoxify yourself from the emotion.
Wow.
And another thing I found out interesting, this is all about acupuncture, meridian pathways in our body, and emotions are what we feel first. We don't feel pain first. We actually feel an emotion first. And sometimes when people can't release emotions, it stays harbored in the body and can affect us physically.
Yes, and I totally am. I get acupuncture regularly with an amazing acupuncturist.
Yes, you do.
A New Day Integrative Health and Wellness.
I know who she is. She's awesome.
And I've also in the past had contacts and seen people who were like energy healers and people, and they talk about that, how you trap emotions in your tissues, and
Yes.
they can release it. And
Yeah.
I mean, I try not to get down the path of trying to understand why or how, but all I know is when things happen, sometimes I get these treatments done and I feel a release. Like I feel
Correct.
either better or I'm very emotional for a day or
Right.
something, and I'm like,
Mhm.
that didn't just happen, it wasn't
Correct.
coerced.
Well, acupuncturists and Zytoscans get along super well because it's all basically on the premise of meridian pathways. So she's unblocking your pathways, and this is showing the energies that are blocking our pathways. So a lot of times with different acupuncturists, we've actually referred back and forth to each other because it's a great way to confirm with that client of helping to get them restored health. So, but tonsils, spleen, bacteria, GI, viruses. So GX Assist did show up again for the immune system. So it's kind of lovely that this simplifies what supplements Leslie needs to focus on. She doesn't need to be buying 10 different items, right? Like the vitamin C, D3, zinc, all these
A
things.
lot of this is coming up more than once,
Yes.
so I can just
Exactly. It's very
try the top 3 to 5 and see what
Right.
happens.
Exactly. Well, we do another Zyto, and normally a lot of people are feeling really great after 21 days. It does take 21 days to make a habit, and your cells, do change over 180 days. So if you think about a percentage of time of 21 days, a lot of people are just starting to feel better. I know once I started taking something called MetaPower. MetaPower is simply grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, cinnamon, ginger in my water every day for 10 days. I started to feel like my foggy brain was leaving. And then another 60 days went by, and one of my friends, Amber Rashan, said, I think you're looking younger. So she had taken a picture, or back in September, and this was a year ago. And September to November, it looked better, I thought too. So there are some things you're doing over time. You don't realize what you're doing to your cells, but then you think of how you used to feel or used to think, or maybe not be able to communicate as well. And all of a sudden you're communicating better, and then maybe your skin looks better, maybe your stomach is digesting better. You don't feel like you're holding it a certain way.
Yeah.
It's lovely. So your diet and nutrition is all.
I don't want to see this. I'm horrible at my diet and nutrition.
Well, this is about blood sugar balance. So do you have
Artificial
any blood
sugars
sugar?
and sweeteners.
Do you have any blood sugar issues that you know of?
No.
Okay. Have you had a fasting test lately to see if you're borderline diabetic or anything?
A few months ago,
Okay.
like maybe 6 months ago.
It would have
yeah.
showed. My husband did have a borderline diabetes, like 148. So after putting him on essential oil in his water all day long, he doesn't have that problem anymore. So things can be helped. We're not diagnosing here. We're simply supporting the cells. It's great. So this area is going to be about blood sugar balance. So it does show up for the Metapower B-Lids.
Well, this will be great also for someone who, I mean, hopefully everyone has health insurance, but there are lots of people I know who don't, especially self-employed, and they're just getting started or something. So this would be something you could do to try
Right.
without going to the doctor to see if it helps before
Correct.
you have to spend a bunch of money or
Correct.
whatever.
And we do accept HSA and FSA. However, some don't work and some do. So we just have to try it and go ahead and go for it. Yeah. So Digestin soft gels and Metapower B-Lids and GX Assist, they've been tangerine.
Wow.
They're just switching places. Hydration, water is life, right? We need it to eliminate toxic substances, produce digestive enzymes.
Now that will be interesting because this morning I haven't really,
Are you drinking your water today?
not really today yet. I just got up and came over here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and thank you for coming. You're going to be our star on this video for a long time to come. Yes. But if Leslie doesn't drink her water, she could get fatigue, constipation, headaches, indigestion, depression, skin issues, excess weight. Absolutely, it's so imperative. Like, did you know that like a lot of your foods can't be taken out as trash if you can't make digestive enzymes? You can't make digestive enzymes unless you're drinking water. So it's all related. So important. So to prevent dehydration, Leslie should be drinking half her body weight in ounces a day. But after she drinks that, is she still peeing too much? So this is going to show us what is preventing her from total perfection of hydration, and it's going to be testosterone, GI system endocrine disruptors. So instead of putting on a pharmaceutical, frankincense touch is showing. So she would just put that over the kidneys, the GI system. She could take it internally, but it does show up to do the touching is so important to her skin. Birch oil, oh, here we go. Frankincense is wanted internally too, so you should double scan for frankincense. Hawaiian, sandalwood, and deeply rubbed. But we usually choose one per section. We don't buy 50 oils at a time. No, just one per section, about 5 or 6. So inflammation, this is about Leslie's inflammation. Acute inflammation is fine because it's going to help an injury, or infection go away. But if the body is, inflamed, chronic inflammation, scientists believe that it's going to cause a lot of damage in our intestines over time and cause diseases like cancer, heart disease, diabetes. So her gallbladder, which she did mention, you talked about, is affecting inflammation. So yeah, and then artificial sugars and sweeteners, yeah, it's still over there. So we're going to detox that gallbladder so you don't have to go and get it detoxed in the hospital, basically. Digestin soft gels do show up, frankincense touch, helichrysum, that's one for pain. But again, it does show Leslie the percentage of which item would help her the most. Ginger is in there too. And then the mental emotional area, again, we just talked about that, how mental emotionals affect us physically. So the hypothalamus
Don't
is
say
the
these out
master.
loud.
Which I won't tell them this. No, but I will tell them
Oh,
this.
the number one is probiotic bacteria.
It's very, very like, so a lot of people's probiotic bacteria in their stomach is off. So let me explain. So basically we're not eating as much fruits and vegetables as we used to. And then also we're not taking the right vitamins and nutrients, and we're eating fake foods. So in the stomach, there's bad bacteria and good bacteria. So the bad bacteria is actually crowding out the good bacteria. So it's actually telling Leslie to help mental, her mental emotional, she should be having more probiotic bacteria being built up to kill off the bad bacteria. So there you go. But the hypothalamus is under control of all of our thoughts, feelings, attitudes, and sends instructions for our digestion, breathing, sweating, serves other functions. So all of this, your hypothalamus gland, which is control, is tired. So definitely need to detox
I'm
that.
really tense.
Okay? She's going to share a few of her emotions here. So yes, the tense. I could have that one sometimes too. But,
That's like crazy.
but yeah,
Frustration, yes.
absolutely. But then it does go on to say that her essential
I
oil
get so
is
emotional,
aligned.
baby.
Yeah, I think singing can help, right? Any kind of positive happiness can help our
So I
emotions.
do karaoke once a month.
I would say detoxing in a detox bath, hanging out with friends, but essential oils are really, really wonderful to come alongside. Align is going to help her at nighttime. She can just do, you know, the cupping. She takes one drop in her hand, rubs her hand together, and simply inhales, exhale.
So
Inhale,
that's something
exhales.
you do too, is like tell us exactly how to use this stuff,
Absolutely.
like when and best time.
Yeah.
And another great thing, I mean, I've bought from doTERRA a lot before, just for the little I did know about essential oils. For, you know, I use peppermint oil for headaches, things like that. But they have a great program where you can actually earn free products and stuff. And so I'm kind of with this gonna restart my buying from doTERRA so that month by month I can just add to my collection and then earn free stuff, right?
Right. It's super easy to earn free stuff because once you find like 2 products you love, say it costs $50, right? You're gonna get 10% back for the first 3 months, then it goes up to 15, after another 3, 20, 25, 30 by the end of the year. So if you spend, say, even $100 a month, say you're buying the soaps and all the, you know,
There's
things
so
for
many.
your
I love the
face,
shampoo. Oh,
you would
shampoo
get
is amazing.
$30 back every single time you buy 100, and there's no other company I have found that does that, especially with non-GMO organic. So yeah, like this is a great tool to know exactly what you need instead of buying things that you don't need. So Leslie can have all the Zytoscan she wants, basically.
And I get a lot of the soaps because these soaps have essential oils in them, and I stock up on the soaps and give them as little gifts, as hostess gifts with a cute washcloth or whatever. Maybe some other hand sanitizer. They have like the On Guard or whatever.
Yeah. Have you seen the new little diffuser? That's it just you can take it with you. It's very small. I think I have one in that bag over there, but basically it's portable, y'all, and it can be battery operated or you can plug it in.
So like in
Super
your car?
small. Yeah, and it's basically it's waterless. You just take a bottle of, say, Breathe, and we all need to breathe, right? So it's not like an overcoming oil. Like there are some oils that I don't really love to smell either, right? My ways that I found oils was medicinally, but whenever I do, like when I go to sleep at night, it really helps to diffuse a certain oil. So say Breathe for my husband who snores was right beside his bed. So that will diffuse without water. You just put the bottle upside down and it squirts out.
Well, like I could take it in the car with a tangerine. I love the smell of tangerine.
Yes, and you can change it up. You can actually make your own oil blend. I have somebody I'm working with to do their own oil blend for a hotel type smell. And so we're blending like 5 oils and could put it in one bottle. So she can just diffuse either in the waterless or in a regular diffuser.
I see a whole new product line for you, a custom blends. Like this smells like Disney, but it's good for you.
That's right.
Disney without the crowds.
I still want one like chocolate. I'm still looking for the chocolate essential oil. I know it's out there. Chocolate bean essential oil, probably.
Cocoa.
Yes, I'm sure it's coming in doTERRA world at some time. Coffee. So basically, we're looking at Leslie's sleep area, and if she doesn't get enough sleep, her internal clock, her circadian rhythm is going to be off.
That'll be interesting to see. This week I've not gotten good sleep. My husband's been snoring like crazy because he's got allergies and stuff, and I've been hitting him all night, like about to suffocate him.
Because, well, yeah, sleep is really crucial because like I was a night nurse for 17 years, so my system was pretty inundated. So basically, Leslie's hormone, immune, digestive, detoxification system are hardwired to her circadian rhythm. So if she doesn't get to sleep by a certain time, like say 11 o'clock at night, there's like 6-8 hours of the circadian rhythm, you can look it up, that it's supposed to detoxify us. And if she doesn't get that detoxification, things can mount up. So sleep is imperative. So she should try to, for hopefully like 5 days a week, you could do it most of the time. So, but another reason we're sleeping less is our technology, caffeine. So we really need to back away from the iPhone, get the blue light, protector glasses, protect our psyches from that. But artificial sugar sweeteners, testosterone, pineal gland. If you don't have room darkened shades, totally recommend, because I've showed up a couple times. And then maybe take your own coffee with you wherever you go, protect your water. Yeah, but hypothalamus gland, some other things. So petitgrain came up as that was down lower before, now it's moved up. Adaptive is like,
And I believe I have that.
Awesome.
I have both of those. I have everything here, I think, except for the spikenard.
Okay. Yeah, the spikenard, is brilliant. Okay, so this is the toxic stress area. So this is the area that I was talking about, that's if somebody's been chronically sick for some time or just not feeling their best, ever since childhood, it could be stored in your tissues. It's hard to detox from that. So because toxic substances, they enter the body, they're fat soluble, which means they only dissolve only in fatty or oily solutions, not in water. So if we drink our water, they're not going to go away, so it makes them difficult to release. So toxins can be stored for years in fatty tissues and are released during times of exercise, stress, fasting. Sometimes we could have die-off, but we don't want die-off. So you do have to do detoxifying super, carefully.
Well, what's interesting about doing the Zytoscans, it tells you all these things, and even if you don't get the oils or whatever, like, it says so many places, obviously I need to eat better and less sugars and sweeteners and whatever, which I know, but
Right.
if I made that change, that would probably make a crazy difference.
Correct. Well, artificial sugars and sweeteners, she actually may have a toxic substance in it. So what we recommend is that you go into your pantry and you look at the side of the box. And I didn't know about this either. We were eating GMOs for years. Like cereal has genetically modified organisms. My daughter was having like debilitating constipation. So once we started eating whole foods regularly, digestive enzymes, doing this detox from doTERRA, the Live Guide, it's awesome, 30 days, detox, she was able to start having regular. So our foods are definitely a big problem today. So if you can go ahead and look to see what you're daily consuming, sugar-wise.
Well, I eat out too much too.
But it could be something you're doing daily because it's more than 180 days. So it could be something that you love that could be harming you. You just never know. Like, I know I love Life cereal, but it was harming us.
Starbucks.
Okay. Yeah. I know. A lot of people love that. It's hard money. So interestingly enough, a vitamin did come up for you again, the Microflux VMZs for this area. Oregano, arborvitae, lavender. So then we go into the services area. And the services area does recommend some Chinese medical treatment, skin scraping.
I think Dr. Elena does gua sha.
That's awesome. She'd be great to recommend. And then here's the Qi Gong. And then here's the cell salt therapy. And here's the hormone therapies and the prolotherapy. So then once we go through that with Leslie, we go ahead to the short top products by category. This is the abbreviated report, so she'll get all these report emailed to her. And so it does say her top 3 are aligned, Digestin, Metapower, Beadless. And then we look at all the systems, and we kind of look to see, what are her main balancers. And since she does have some oils already, she doesn't need some of them, so she would only need certain ones and certain supplements. And so I would go ahead and make her a link to show her how much that would be. But we do get free shipping and handling over 100, and she gets one of those cool little diffusers for free, the motion detector waterless for 150 PV. And this month, actually, if it's February that you're watching this video, we actually still have a promo. If you spend over 200 PV, you get a free Copa Eva, you get a free Digestin, and also a free Super Peppermint, which is like a $60, like $80 value. So anyway, so it's super cool, but that's not all. Like, just when you think it's over, the report goes on and on.
Wait, there's more.
There is more. So for my chiropractor friends, I do recommend certain ones. So definitely ask me who I recommend for chiropractors. But I've definitely Zytoscan chiropractors, and they say this is spot on. So in addition to their x-rays, they'll look at this, and it's going to go show Leslie all of her vertebrae. Like C1 may need some support for your chiropractor friends. And then if it has a 0.00, you're a little higher up than the C6. Mine is C6 that has more, iPhone issues. And then we move down, and then, everything else looks pretty good, just one little area. But you move down, and this is the really cool part, like ancient medicine. it's going to show you in your body the meridian pathway of where it's affecting.
Cool. I saw gallbladder
So,
on there.
Miss Amy needs to look at C4 for you
Okay.
and the spleen and just kind of detox you there.
Okay.
That is amazing because you want your whole body to feel really, really good. Gallbladder, C1. So you were talking about your gallbladder. So the C1 also could affect your gallbladder. Everything's connected, like you said. So then we go over to the teeth report.
Well, in case y'all don't know how the human body works, it's like, you know, the brain and the nervous system and the spinal cord, and it kind of controls everything. And so, like, you know, you got to take care of that.
That's right. So true. I'm glad she explained it. Exactly that way.
I mean, I'm no expert.
No.
I'm just, you know, but.
No. But I can be very serious about everything, and she is lighthearted. So I'm glad to have her on here because honestly, our body should be taken seriously, but it also should be taken with a grain of salt, and knowing that we all should like not stress out when we do have a problem because we are human and there's solutions. So we
Well, you have to remember the good things you're doing affect everything, but the bad things you're doing affect everything too. Even if you think it's not that big a deal, like,
correct,
it's affecting your whole body. And so there's, you know, obviously you can indulge and whatever, but like just remember to have some remedies, detox, whatever, regularly.
Right. Like my father, he was a wonderful man. He died pretty young. He died 62. But he used to smoke around me as a kid. He didn't know that I was bad for me, so that could have been in my cells. And then, you know, it affected his life. His life probably ended earlier. It should have been partly because of the smoking. So really, you know, you look back at what your parents did and you try to do better in your generation. They didn't know it was so bad for them, right? You know, eating candy, eating McDonald's, different things. They didn't know it, you know? So, but we can do better. So. But you're
well, it's like just like you think about bad things like soda. Soda in the United States is really bad because of all the chemicals and stuff, whereas in Europe and everything, it's at least made with natural ingredients.
Right, right. I know one of my daughters is actually, she is going to go to Sweden with NC State this summer. She's probably not going to want to come back because the food is going to be amazing. Everyone who goes to Europe, France or whatever, there's no GMOs. Nobody gains weight over there. It's the toxins that are making us sick. So we need to detox. So we can go on trips to Europe.
And we have energy.
Oh, amen. Yeah. So this is Leslie's teeth, and it's really showing, you know, there is one red one there, one more, couple more. So basically, she could take this to her dentist.
I'm going to the dentist soon. Apex Dental Group, Dr. Fitzmiller.
Awesome, awesome.
Always got to plug my people.
I will tell you what the Zyto practitioner page does say, because I am a doTERRA wellness advocate, but I'm also a Zyto certified rep. So on my Zyto certified rep, it talks about the teeth a lot, and different ways we can improve is simply a water pick. As simple as that sounds, because it's really our gum lines that affect the whole root of the tooth, and it can be on some nights, you know, in place of, you know, dental flossing, right? And a lot of kids do it whenever they're having braces, but we adults, we can do it. But you don't want to put ordinary tap water in there because you're actually going to spray your mouth with tap water. So we want to get something like clean, like distilled water, some water you trust, pour it in there. You can even get hydrogen peroxide food grade spray. Definitely not medical advice. This is just things that the Zyto practitioner page has offered, you know, to help us with our dental health.
So you are an RN, and you wouldn't recommend things that you did not think were good.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's on the Zyto practitioner page, and we just try to share whatever knowledge we have with our clients.
Hate.
And so, yeah.
I don't hate anybody.
Well, guess what? A tooth number being off can cause an emotion.
Wow.
So that's how closely our
y'all, this tooth is making me hate somebody.
This is how closely.
And this tooth is making me lonely.
This is how closely our physical and our emotions are related to
well, they
each
say
other.
take care of your teeth because once you get your adult teeth in, there's no replacement.
Yeah. So she does have a 0.00, and it could be affecting actually a vertebrae. So your teeth can actually affect your vertebrae, cause fear, things like that. But yeah, it dates it, times it, so she can take these 4 reports to her doctor and really, you know, kind of get centered in. And then I also wanted to tell Leslie that, you know, we do have a lot of support from our team. I'm actually on a medical team of Dr. Josh Axe started our medical team. So I'm on this team of all these wellness advocates that have chiropractor backgrounds. They are a chiropractor. They're natural paths. They're nurses. So in our area of the world, we have like free essential classes taught by practitioners, which are amazing. Because like, say if somebody has to use a pharma, we don't judge. I understand that, but like, we want to make sure that person is super healthy. So we totally do the Zytoscan and then recommend certain products to help detox. And then in this doTERRA Live Guide, we go through the certain top number one, supplements that Leslie did scan for and show her them. Like, I believe she scanned for the VMZ, so she can learn more in this guide. She can learn more online too, but if you're old school, sometimes, it's kind of fun to just look at a guide and know what different things, like the deep blue polyphenol capsules, I totally recommend for everyone if they're really afraid of taking Motrin and Tylenol, which can hurt their liver. Taking 2 or 3 of these when you have a migraine, it's basically frankincense and it's polyphenols and it's green extract. It's things that, turmeric, natural things that are gonna bring our inflammation down in our body so we don't have headaches. They do have a turmeric, they have Copaeva, they have the Metapower line, which is amazing. I know Leslie scanned for that some, and it's basically helped to balance your blood sugar with, medicinal amounts of grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, cinnamon, ginger. You can get it as a gum, you can drink it all day long like I do. They have a collagen, all marine based. The collagen is amazing. We start losing our NAD, which keeps us young when we're about 25. By the time we're 50, we've lost 50%. So that's like one of the best selling products is the collagen. But we usually just go over this with Leslie. And
another place I go here locally is Prime IV Hydration and Wellness for IV therapy, and I get all kinds of formulations, but they have an NAD treatment as well.
They definitely do. I love going there. They're amazing. I love it. But here's the GX Assisted. Leslie was recommended. This is part of the detoxification that my daughter did, the 30-day detox. She scanned for one of these items more than once. So see, when your body scans for something more than once, you kind of look at that because you know your body's talking. It's your cells. It's not a doctor. There's no human error. So that's another thing I love about it. You can't be wrong. It's just from your galvanic skin response. We also have a virtual scan we do. I love it, but it's really quick, good for people that can't get to me. But if you can get in person, I do love this better because it does the food scan, which we'll do in a few minutes. The food scan actually tells you what foods your body needs to be balanced. Doesn't tell you allergies, but it really is spot on. Say if somebody knows they're anemic, because it doesn't diagnose either, but I know one of our daughters was anemic, it's actually going to tell her what beans she needs to be balanced, and you look in a book and it says the same beans. So it's picks up on what's going on in your body. But this book is lovely, and it tells you ways we can take back our home environment. So if Leslie's environment needed some detoxing, she could get something from the Abode line. And then there's also